The biggest insider trading case in a generation is nearing its conclusion. Raj Rajaratnam, the billionaire co-founder of the hedge fund Galleon Group, is being prosecuted on 14 counts of securities fraud and conspiracy.
The use of expert consulting firms is more evident in this case than it's been in any other case, and it's also spun off a lot of other cases that resulted from the government's investigation here.
When the trial began several weeks ago, it was notable for being one of the first instances of wiretaps having been used in an insider trading case. Prosecutors presented evidence that included more than 2,400 secretly recorded phone calls, as well as testimony from cooperating witnesses.
If there was all this public information available, and if these analysts were gathering all this information, then why was it necessary to have these conversations that were recorded on tape? And it certainly appears from the contemporaneous conversations that it was important and it was meaningful for purposes of the decision. And it also appeared from at least the snippets of tapes that were portrayed publicly in the press that this was not generally information that was known publicly. There was some tidbit in the tape recording which was not available publicly, like the timing of a particular event.
Meanwhile, defense lawyers attempted to make the case that much of the alleged insider information was already public knowledge.
During the defense's case, Raj Rajaratnam did not testify on his own behalf.
The defense did as good a case as they could. I mean, the one thing that they did not hit upon is the fact of the matter is that his theory of the mosaic theory would be fine, perhaps if they didn't have the wiretaps. But given the wiretaps, the government is looking at various isolated transactions. They're bringing the indictments. They're bringing it based on specific transactions, and on those transactions, there's no way of negating it, regardless of the fact of information that's in the marketplace.
Closing arguments began on Wednesday at the federal courthouse in Manhattan. If Mr. Rajaratnam is convicted on all counts, he could face up to 20 years in prison. But the case is likely to have a much wider impact on the hedge fund industry.
The way I look at this case is not so much in terms of its legal significance, but it's almost a statement by the law enforcement community that we're back. We're back. We're going after insider trading. We're going to do it actively. We're going to do it aggressively. And I probably lost count, but since this trial started, how many other significant insider trading cases have either been indicted or situations disclosed? But it's been a fascinating trial to watch. I don't think the jury will be out very long.
This is Azam Ahmed reporting for DealBook at the New York Times.